to young people, you know, to guitar players and bass players and drummers that want to start bands, this is what I would tell you to do. Certainly, forget. Learn as much as you can about drug addiction and alcoholism, because these problems are going to destroy anything and everything you accomplish. If you acquire alcoholism or drug addiction, it will destroy every bit of work. It'll take your life from you, and I mean that literally. You know, it'll also you know, ruin all your relationships, and you will not be able to have a life, or a successful life, or a good life with that disease untreated. I mean, there is a treatment for it. It works perfectly fine. It's the same kind of a disease as diabetes or high blood pressure. You know, if you're diabetic and you take your insulin and watch your diet, you can have a great life, no problem. If you have high blood pressure, same thing. And alcoholism and drug addiction are the same. It's a treatable disease. If untreated, it's progressive. It will always get worse, and if untreated, it's fatal. So that said, I would say go to school. I would say go to school and learn music. You know, learn to read music, learn to transcribe music, learn the language of music, learn the theory of music, so that you can communicate effectively with other musicians on a professional level, so that you can learn music quickly and play music quickly on a professional level. And this is even for, you know, rock bands that are starting, you know, punk rockers. I don't care. Go to school. Learn your business. This is, if you're going to be a musician, this is your craft. These are the nuts and bolts of your education for your career. So learn that stuff. You know, I've taken lessons all my life. I'm in school now. I will always be in school. You know, if I want to write for the orchestra as a composer, I have to do the same thing everybody else does. I have to go to school and learn how to write for the orchestra. I'm not sure where the violins go or where the French horns go, so I have to do what everybody else did. I'm going to school. I'm 58 years old. I love school. School's the bomb. I would say when you enter into a band, you know, try to talk about the structure of the band, the business structure of the band. I think it's wise to have a entertainment attorney that you can get legal advice from. You know, the decisions you make in the beginning of your career will affect the whole rest of your career. Miles Davis, I think he told it was Sarah Vaughan or Nancy Wilson, one of those vocalists, he said, well, pick 10 songs, your favorite 10 songs, because you're going to sing them the rest of your life, you know. And it's kind of like that. The decisions you make on your first publishing deal, on your record deals, the percentages, the ownerships, those are going to affect the rest of your life. You know, should you work hard, should things go well, those deals will follow you and your children and their children if you've been prudent in your decision making. And I think there's a great deal you can't know. So that's why entertainment attorney is good. You have to educate yourself. There are some great books. The Don Passman book is pretty good. There's a few others that are very good. When I was at Epitaph Records one day, I came into Brett Gurowitz's office, and he had a box, a case of Passman's books on the floor. And I said, what are you doing with all those books? He said, I'm giving them to every goddamn punk band on this label. He said, I try to talk to them about their publishing deals. They don't know what I'm talking about. This is going to hurt you later. And if you're lucky, later will come. So, you know, educate yourself and educate yourself business-wise, educate yourself music-wise, and educate yourself health-wise. You know, be prepared. This is a hard life, you know, and there's a lot of times with no sleep, and it can be stressful, and you need to have a clear idea who you are, how you fit into the world, what your place is, you know, and that you really, you're a worker in an industry. You're not special. You know, that you're a worker amongst workers. There's a lot of other people who do this kind of work too, even on the highest levels. If you're Bruce Springsteen, he still has to get up in the morning, write a song. He still has to go to the gig. He has to go to the sound check. So the work never changes. The money changes and maybe some of the comforts change, but the work stays the same.